All right, well, I have no time to find someone unless you're staying back here. We're going to get into game number 1 here. Bugzvii and Tekoa sat back down. It's going to be Bugzvii coming back here with the Velma. Tekoa's staying right there. Reminder to everybody that they have to fight each person. I know I didn't get the predictions up. They got ahead of me, so give me a second. I'm working on that right now. Tekoa won that last one. I'm going quick. You're only going to have 1 minute to do this prediction this time because the game's already started. But there we go. All right, so game 1, the Velma has returned. Bugzvii has been kind of committed to playing the Velma in ones, which, to be honest, I'm pretty intrigued by it because I think Velma is pretty slept on in ones. I don't think that Velma's actually that bad. And, bro, did he forget to set a button? I hate that profile. I hate that. He really named it that. On my laptop, he named it that. I'm one day just gonna show up with like a full cake, act like it's for a celebration for him, and I'm gonna throw it at his face. But then I'm gonna have a backup one in the back so we can all eat it and celebrate whatever that actually was, because I'm not that mean. But we got game number 1 here of Bugzvii and Tekoa. No stocks lost yet. Of course, you would think, hypothetically speaking, because these are 2 zoner-based characters, that it might be kind of slow-paced. But to be completely honest, I think that Velma kind of needs to play mid-range. She needs to establish this zone where Tekoa can't feel comfortable setting up. So you utilize those word bubbles, you utilize up attack and that short range Sair to make him not feel comfy in setting up shots as well as Meeseeks. Because if you don't, Rick will kind of run with the match, I think. Like right that. I mean, also he had polymorph down, so you can't really do anything there. But he's controlling his landings well. Going out there for the up special, doesn't find the spike he's looking for. Good reaction, too, knowing he was going to throw that shot through the portal and just jumped right over it. What even is that bar? Oh, my God. Meanwhile, that's going to be Tekoa taking the first stock. I got so perplexed by what I just read, but he's going to answer right back. You're going to get the stock off the top of the screen. 1 stock apiece here. Like I said, people, again, I think Velma gets somewhat criminally slept on in ones, which mostly because you just see how strong she is in 2s, so you don't really get to see exactly what she's capable of at all times. But she has incredible anti-air options against a character who likes to jump in a lot.
Just see where this goes.
Wow, that position, when you see those portals up, that center stage belongs to Rick. That's when your turn doesn't belong to you. I know I've said this pretty much every week, but there are moments in time where you just have to understand that you basically don't get to do anything there. You give them that respect, you let them hold center, that part of the stage belongs to them, and you just kind of let them rock with it. Here comes Bugzvii over on the side. Tekoa trying to continue to rack up his damage. He's got about 112 already, so Tekoa looking very good. Up attack won't be enough because he's actually just going to fall out of it. You got to get him. You got to be like right on top of him when it's an anti-air to get the actual confirm into up attack. Dropping off with the Fart Bomb offside of the stage, and with Meeseeks there, that covers a lot. Bugzvii, I don't know if he knew that he was going to survive that. Bro, he just really stared that down and changed the last second. You can see Tekoa laughing about it, too. He's like, I really got caught by that. Velma can charge there. Yes, I didn't notice y'all kind of going back and forth there. Yes, Velma can absolutely charge there. Remember that the camera shot is the up special that you see from that purple. That is the up special. That is not the dare. The dare itself is what you float around with, and then she aims downward. But that was a really good 3-piece sequence there from, wow, never mind, into a 4-piece sequence. That was a really good setup there from Bugzvii to answer right back. Using the full kit of Velma, using the bubbles into the megaphone, into the follow-up afterward. That was really good. And now we're at 1 stock apiece here, game number 1 only. Just to try and see who's going to get the counterpick advantage. Of course, if you win, you're not allowed to counterpick your character. You are locked into that character, so depending on who, if Bugzvii loses, he has the option to switch. That depends, of course. If that Mega Seed would be enough, the Polymorph Mega Seed wasn't enough yet. Down Air does not get the answer he's looking for because that Meeseeks was in the way. Here comes Tekoa trying to track him very well on his landings. Up attack misses. Tekoa only at 36 damage. You got to be careful, though, because of the fact that Velma can sneak out an early spike on you if you let her, which is what he might go for now. Megaphone trying to control him on where he goes for his route. Up special to try and stop the potential Sair. 50 damage on Tekoa, 122. Gets caught by the follow-up laser, does not get caught by the up special, or excuse me, the dare that he was looking for. Damage is starting to pile on. This is not that undoable for Bugzvii. Bugzvii's at 133, but you've seen how clutch he was in 2s earlier, and that damage is piling. That is a megaphone. Does he close it out? Does not get the following up attack. Up attack will take it. Tekoa able to slow it down at the last second, able to stop the bleeding. But man, that was getting pretty intense for a second there as he's going to go ahead and finish it out. Paradox, go play someone. I see 3 people. I see 3 people available to play somebody. All right, Paradox is going to play somebody. I need them to keep playing each other. All right, here we go. We got the next match coming up. Where's my scores? There it is. Who won that again? Tekoa. All right, so earlier, when we saw him playing, he is going to switch to Batman. Okay, so before, what I was saying is that he was originally playing, and then he counterpicked over to Finn. But because of Tekoa playing very solidly that game, he was able to get the W over him. And now he's going to force the Batman switch. Of course, Batman is very solid. He was before at Armageddon utilizing Batman with the grapple hook perk, but of course the grapple hook perk has been changed since then, so it is not as strong as it used to be. But his Batman neutral game is still very solid. Of course, Batman with some good movement can overwhelm a Rick. However, Tekoa is, I think, really good at the Batman matchup. I think that he's only improved with it over time. He's really good at controlling the Batman routes. The only thing that will always be a benefactor for Batman, though, of course, is the fact that the recoveries can be pretty straightforward from Rick. So if you can force him off stage, it's usually pretty easy to line up a spike. That said, though, Rick is one of the few characters that can try to challenge Batman's recovery. Like, you can't just uppercut your way out of disadvantage as Batman. You will lose that trade-off against up special from Rick if you decide to get a little bit too reckless. Big follow-up there from Tekoa, still getting the damage. Look at this man cooking over here. That return of the battering, of course, and making sure he breaks it. So he minimized the damage. The return of the shot does get him back in. He's looking really solid here. This is an incredibly hot start here from Tekoa. Once again, against the 7th place finishing Armageddon Batman himself. Bugzvii was using that pretty much the whole tournament. I was able to get a W on stage, was able to get a W on, I forgot who before that. Either way, his bracket run was really good. He went down the key in that, in the immortalized artwork that was made, which I need to get. That is a really good clip. That I forgot to hit that person back up for. But there's that recovery I was talking about before from Rick, and he catches him going low. Yeah, that is one of the best things you can do, is force Rick to have to go low, because he doesn't have too many options to challenge you vertically in that position, outside of like trying to drop it with a Mega Seed. But that's not the safest thing, and Bugzvii actually takes the first stock because of it, even with that big amount of damage Tekoa put on first. So getting the anti-air, getting him on the cross-up attack too. There's no shot really that Batman's going to survive that at 144. So Mega Seed, excuse me, not Mega Seed, Polymorph being set through the other way, so it's forcing him to stay still. It also pretty much just shut down the usage of Smoke Bomb. So now Smoke Bomb being gone, but the down attack, great anti-air tool to not only get hits in now, but also start things off. Bugzvii with some tactical crouches, trying to get into Tekoa's head, get him to move forward, because prior to this moment, Tekoa's been really good at kind of playing from like, not max distance, but far enough, and kind of outplaying a majority of the openers that Bugzvii has had. But Bugzvii has been able to get more damage out of when he gets in so far. That's a big thing with Batman, of course. And also, you just stay in that smoke. That's up. Meeseek's out. You just stay in the smoke. No reason to move forward. That's not ready. Battering comes through. Tries to get the down air. Doesn't find the original one, but does get him poking his head back up the stage. Now we have a morphized Rick, which is potentially a good situation, but doesn't really lead to much. And Tekoa, I feel like Tekoa started to second guess the way he was checking his approach before, and now there goes the uppercut. And that's going to be Bugzvii putting himself into a lead. 53, try to go for the second reset of it. Of course, you can cancel the up attack into a dodge into another up attack. Start building on that damage. That's here coming through. Trying to catch him on his landing, but he's been a little bit more linear about how he's been landing throughout this match so far. So it's been looking significantly better for Tekoa as the match has progressed. Tekoa out there But a Sair getting up some damage and catches the spike, and that evens it back up. Remember what I said before, he's really good at checking the recovery from Batman, so that's a huge way to go ahead and get himself back into the game. And Tekoa, one stock away from potentially 2-ing Bugzvii here, which would definitely help out in the points department for sure. Continuing to chase him up high, gets the Batarang back. Does go for a fully charged uppercut. Does not catch him dodging in on that, so Tekoa gets to get away from that. Looking for a Sair to try and go for an early edge guard. Gets the wall bounce into the bounce off that as well. If he had the falling Sair, doesn't even matter. He's still keeping in his turn. He's racked up so much damage so fast. All of a sudden, Bugzvii, from that lead he had before, starting to disappear, but that's Bat Bomb applied, and he doesn't get knocked out off the top, but he had to burn a jump. He hasn't touched the ground since up special was the option to get out of there. Pretty much that was the only option he had, actually. If up special doesn't happen, I don't think Tekoa gets away from that. Uppercut coming through, and he gets the second one, and Bugzvii shuts it down, stops him from getting the dub. That was pretty close as he gets himself on the board once again, and that's going to push us into a game number 3. Here we go. I just heard Tekoa go, why? He's that Tekoa is so good. He just has his. It's the clutch factor. Once he learns how to get that consistently, he's gonna be so good. Because one of the things that you kind of miss out on when you're on the come up when you're playing is that mentality of staying calm when you are playing well and playing to win, but instead of losing. Like, or let me rephrase. When you play to not lose, you will not be confident enough in closing out the game. You have to believe you're that much better than the opposing player. And if you don't feel like you're nice with it, you're going to lose out on the confidence to set people up in those really stressful positions later on in the game. That's something Tekoa, I think, has against him at the moment, but it's been getting better and better every week. So I'm looking forward to seeing when he figures it out. And by the way, this is still very much doable. He can still very much get the W here. That, however, bounced right off the side of the platform. Those sides do count as miniature walls, so that took away what could be the polymorph gun, and there's that recovery I was talking about before. When you force him into a spot where he had to burn a double jump and go for that side special, you're pretty much forced to take that down special there. Right now, he's trying to continue to build up as much damage as he possibly can here with this lead. It's a very crucial factor. St. Arnold, just quickly what I'm going to say to that is I love this game and I'm never going to stop. That's all I got to say. That's literally all I got to say. But right now, side special coming through. Bat Bomb is applied, so couldn't really get too much else after that. But it's not the easiest thing to build a lead back up against Batman when you're in these positions. You forcing yourself to have to rush in on Batman is like a crucial recipe for disaster. As that downer finds its mark again, Bugzvii has basically figured out the win con. Force Rick to have to go low, continue to challenge him going low, and make sure he stays on top. Sair does find its mark though. It's going to put him on the board. Here we go. Time to continue to try and build up this damage. That is the portal string, so it's going to get him 34, and he covers the roll in, or excuse me, the dodge in with that. Got a little bit more off Ignite as well, so puts him all the way up to 46, essentially off of an opening combo. Tekoa, all he needs is one good streak to get him around 80-ish. Mega Seed confirm will become a KO option. Cider off stage will become a KO option. He's being very careful. Very careful where he decides to land here.
Look at that.
Bugzvii does not want to just give up a lead for free. Tries to cover a panic dodge down. Goes right back in with the up airs too after the Bat Bomb. Very smart. Just continue that pressure. When Bat Bomb is applied, that's your turn. I talked about earlier how when the portal gun is up, that the stage belongs to Rick. Once you have Smoke Bomb or you have Batarang applied, that becomes your turn now. And that was actually a really good grapple hook. If Tekoa decided to just stay still or dodge upward, he would have had that. But there's Tekoa evening it back up, only 53. Last stock here. Game number 3, 60 damage applied, but Tekoa had a phenomenal stock just before that. But that's the Bat Bomb. Forces him to go high. Bat Bomb won't be enough just yet, but he's got to be very careful about how he recovers. Uses the portal gun, gets back on, and that was smart on Bugzvii as well to go back to center. Realize he didn't have any more to do there. Set up the smoke screen so that way once he gets back, he can't try to set up. Batarang is still there. He didn't get the break it while it was out. Down attack 2 comes through. Sends him out there with the Sair, and the Ignite is going to get a little bit of extra damage. If you're Bugzvii, you can't get too comfortable with this lead. It's not, again, this is very much a stealable game. Uppercut comes through though. Tekoa in disadvantage. Batarang getting sent out. He angled it up right at the last second. Bat Bomb is applied. He's going to dodge down. He's going to get away. But he doesn't have the portal gun, so he's going to be forced to have to go low. He's going to get around the dive kick this time. Uppercut won't be enough yet either. He has the teleport gun. Gets around underneath the Batarang. Batarang gets broken away from the laser, and he somehow gets back on stage. 119. Does not commit to the uppercut. That would have been the game right there. I'm surprised he didn't go for it. He's emoting. Emoting, trying to get him to just move in. Dive kick comes through. That's amorphized Rick, though. Won't be enough to get him, though, because he gets hit away. And he does it again, continuing to emote in front of him, trying to get him to budge. Puts his fist bump out. Won't even give it to him for a minute there, but he ends up doing it, and that is going to be the game. Good job to Bugzvii, able to keep himself together. Shout out to the Ghost of Ajax and not Streamline. But that was a very intense set. Again, Tekoa just keeps getting better every single week. But the biggest thing is the closing it out. That's the big thing. And I can't wait to see what he does next to try and keep it going. But I'm just very, very impressed with